Hi everyone, and welcome to the Divorce Healing Center. I'm Ann-Louise DePaulo, your host, and today, as promised, we're going to talk about my next favorite divorce process, which is mediation. So maybe I should begin this by telling you what mediation is not. I think a lot of people have misconceptions about mediation, and I think that I need to clarify it. So mediation is not one lawyer representing two people. That is the biggest misconception, and even though I explain it over and over again, I see that many people still think of me as an attorney representing both. My role as a mediator is much different than my role as an attorney. Now, I have been doing certified mediation since like 1999. I've had a lot of experience, and I definitely have met a lot of different types of couples. The problem with not understanding mediation is that your role is not going to be understood by yourself and how to participate. You really need to understand what mediation isn't and what it is not. So I don't represent either person as a mediator. So of course I use my expertise and my knowledge to ask questions, and I act as a facilitator. I advise people what needs to be discussed in a divorce, the points that need to be in an agreement, the types of areas of the law that need to be discussed depending upon their individual circumstances. So of course I use my knowledge as an attorney to formulate an agreement. However, I don't advocate for either person. So if a person is sitting in front of me and I'm asking questions and I'm thinking that they're making the biggest mistake ever by agreeing to something, I can't say to them, "Oh, wait a minute, Susie, I really don't think you should be doing this. I think you need to think about this." I can only point out what will happen, circumstances, consequences of certain decisions. I can advise them to seek counsel. And please understand, just because you do mediation does not mean that you can't have an attorney look at an agreement or even counsel you from session to session so that you understand the law in depth and you have someone that will look out for your best interests. So this has happened in a number of circumstances, and I have tried very diligently to ask the proper questions and to try to point out some of the problems that will ensue if a person takes a particular path. Also, as a mediator, I cannot demand information or confront someone by telling them I don't think that they gave me the right documentation, or that I'm going to call their boss, I'm going to report them, any of those types of things. I can't get the information if people are not cooperating and giving me the information that needs to be done. As an attorney, when I litigate, you can always subpoena records, you can have, you can demand certain documentation that the court makes people provide, but you can't really do that in a mediation session. A mediation is not good either for someone who has no knowledge of the finances, the monies, and possibly not really have much experience with finances, because they're kind of out there on their own and not really able to participate fully in the process. So mediation is great if two people have similar backgrounds, similar education, they have an understanding of each other's finances, their retirement, they're able to discuss co-parenting and can work out a parenting agreement. Now, I do like mediation when I'm in this type of a situation because it's very intimate. It's myself and the couple. And also we can employ appraisers, we can do pension evaluations, I can ask an accountant to give advice with regard to taxes, we can have a financial advisor come in. There's no reason why you can't also bring in some outside sources to send to the couple to give us the right information. Now, it's not like collaborative law where they become part of the team, but I can request information. It can be sent to the couple, or someone can go and see someone about certain aspects of a tax situation or retirement, and then that person can report back, or the expert can give some type of a report and advise us of what they recommend in a particular circumstance. So mediation is very interesting, and it can be done in a very a different way. It's also problem solving. It's working very closely with the couple, which I also really like. I've also sent people to family therapists to try to work on parenting, and then they report back and they're in a better place to discuss a parenting access schedule. So I have prepared a brochure for mediation for my clients to try to make them understand the difference between mediation and collaborative and litigation. So this is my brochure, and it's at the DiPaolo Law Firm. It will give you insight as to what mediation is, what it isn't, what you need to do when you attend mediation, that you need, what documents you need, such as W-2s, tax returns, copies of your retirement accounts, a recent pay stub, and information about your home, mortgage balances, debt, all those things, so that when you come to the mediator, you'll have a much better understanding of what you have, what you need to discuss, and the best way to possibly resolve the matter. So, as I said, mediation is my second favorite way to do divorce, and I have been successful in a lot of my mediations. I do enjoy doing them, and I also like how we become more friendly. We develop something of a relationship throughout this process, which is a wonderful thing. And I've had a lot of really good experiences in dealing with people. I think that a lot of attorneys have a problem making the paradigm shift with mediation if they're litigation attorneys. It's the same problem that a lot of attorneys have with collaborative law, because you really need to put on a different hat. You need to take a step back, and you need not to have to control the situation, advocate, tell people what they're doing wrong, and calling people out, which is really what happens in litigation. So, as I said, I think that some attorneys are able to do it and they have a certain gift or skill. Some can't. And also, another problem is, please, when you go to mediation, go to an attorney that is experienced in matrimonial or divorce law or family law. Do not go just to a psychologist. That's fine if you're just working at parenting, but an attorney will be able to have a discussion and will be able to tell you what needs to be in an agreement and draft an agreement. An agreement needs to be clear, it needs to be enforceable, and it needs to be able to pass muster with the court. It has to meet certain requirements. And psychologists just don't have that kind of knowledge. So it's very important that you seek the right mediator to handle your divorce. So until next time, we'll talk about my next favorite way to divorce, which is uncontesteds. Well, I hope that this was informative for you and you have a better understanding of mediation. And as I said before, I do have a brochure on my DiPaolo Law Firm website, and also I have an entire chapter dedicated to mediation in my book, Divorce Now What? How to Survive, Thrive, and Become Truly Alive in the Divorce Process. If you thought this video was helpful, please hit the like button. Also share it, especially with people that might be considering divorce. And also subscribe to the channel so you'll be alerted to when we will have our next segment. Till then, take care and goodbye.